Welcome back, Royal family. It's your girl, Royalty Banks, and I pray that all is well with you today. Well, family, after that last message, I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and the Holy Spirit has been really pressing the power of our testimony and how we're at this point now that as we're beginning to heal and align our heart chakras, that it is important to um, testify one to another about our experiences, these supernatural spiritual experiences, because we are living in a world where people have been conditioned to mock and brush people off or label them as crazy because of the things that they have been dealing with in the spirit. So today I want to share an experience that I had with you. Okay, family, so as I share this vision with you, I want you to, as always, keep an open mind because we're becoming more and more aware of how important our dreams are in this hour and how the Most High has always spoke to his children, her children, in their dreams to warn them of future events or certain people or certain places that you might want to stay away from in this hour. So with that being said, let's begin. Okay, family, so on September 8th, 2025, I had a vision. And in this vision, an ex of mine had showed up dressed in all black, black glasses, grill showing, and he happened to be standing at the window of my son's room. And this particular night, I was sleeping in my son's room. And so as I was looking, I noticed that he had a gun in his hand and he was pointing the trigger towards me and he was just grinning and kind of grinning and laughing. One minute you was grinning and laughing and then the next minute it's like you became afraid. But I noticed behind him there was another being or entity that stood just a little taller than him. And in the vision, the entity was like hyping him up to do it, do it. And I was like, wow. Okay, so at this point in my spirit, I was like, literally felt like telepathically. It's like we were communicating. And so I was like, you know what, at this point, whatever you're going to do, if you're going to do it, just do it. And all of a sudden, he froze up. But the person behind him started to get angry. And I can see that the ex of mine was like, I really don't want to do it. But the person behind him was like, do it. It was like bullying him to do it. And in my dreams, I kept saying, I'm gonna need whoever this is behind him to just step out of the shadow, because he was like kind of hiding where I really could see. But I need to see. And all of a sudden, the trigger went off. The gun was shot. And then there was this bright light. And I was like, he did it. But now I'm in a state of shock. And I immediately just got up out of the vision. And I was like, he did it. He did it. But then the voice in my head was like, no. And I was like, well, who did it? Holy Spirit, who did it? I said, I need to know, because I know that there was somebody else standing behind him, egging him on to do it. And whoever it was had to have been the one to pull the trigger. So I prayed. And eventually, a couple of hours later, I got up to work, but I couldn't get it out of my head. And I was just like, God, I need you to reveal it. I want to know who there was so that I can stay away from them. Family, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Later on that day, around lunchtime, around noon, I happened to look out the window and all of a sudden, a little pickup truck came on through my driveway, kind of driving erratically. Like, I was like, who is this pulling up? But I knew it was. And when I seen the person get out the car, he was all shaken up, storming up to the door, like in a rush, scared. And I was like, you, not you. But then again, why not you? After all, these are people that have been put in our inner circle that have intentionally withheld any type of support, any type of love, and literally threw you to the wolves. And I'm mad that you didn't die and that you still thrive without them. So now, I open the door. And I open the door and you see me. And all I can see is the expression of someone shocked that I'm still here. The anxiety, the fear that was in the eyes of this individual. And the only thing that this person could say was, you was just a baby. You was just a baby. And I'm sitting there looking at you eye to eye. I was just a baby when what? And then all of a sudden, that entity showed up in them eyes. And immediately that vessel was arrested. Arrested in the spirit. You see, family, we're dealing with a lot of people that have been given a lot of titles in our inner circle. And this particular individual, we just gonna say, was given the title of a father figure. Family, the more I live, the more I breathe, the more the Holy Spirit is revealing to me that a lot of people we thought we knew, we know nothing about at all. And I'm sharing this testimony with you today for you to truly understand how powerful your dreams and your visions are. How powerful staying connected to the Most High is in this hour. Because just like in that vision, I had no idea that this person and the ex even had anything in common. But this is what the Holy Spirit is showing us. That even though we don't see these people in public, kicking it with each other, hanging out, talking, doing anything that would even connect them to one another in the physical. But in the spiritual, they on that same low vibration, that same frequency. And they are all connected. All connected. So family, I pray that this testimony has enlightened you in any kind of way. And I pray that you realize how important, once again, your dreams and your visions are. Pray over your children. Because family, I heard something the other day when I was on TikTok, and it really, it gave me pause. This particular young lady was sharing her experience with her daughter. And she was talking about how her daughter came into her room and she was all shaken up and kind of hysterical, like, and she was just like, Mommy, I can't stop the voices in my head. I can't, it's so many voices in my head. And as a mother who was not knowledgeable about spiritual warfare, of course, her first instinct was, I got to get her to a doctor or whatever. And she ended up taking the baby to the doctor under the pretense that she was doing the right thing. And immediately, she said the physician diagnosed her daughter with ADHD because of the voices that she heard in her head. This is the ignorance that we're dealing with in this hour. Family, I pray in this hour that you are connected to the spirit of truth. Because this is an ongoing thing, and I'm hearing this way too often. Family, these children in this hour are so intuitive. They are so gifted. And the enemy wants to put that light out through their sorcery, their pharmakia. And as parents, we can't allow that to happen. And I pray that this young lady finds someone that has knowledge of spiritual warfare, someone that has knowledge of praying with these children and teaching them how to maneuver through their gifts, because it takes time. Like, even as adults, having to sift through the voices and to know what is the Holy Spirit and what is not. You can't give a pill to that. No, you're going to have to learn to be still. You got to learn to be still. So, family, I pray that you receive this message in love. I pray that it enlightens and encourages you to share your testimony with others, because right now it is critical in this moment that we do, because it is all a part of our healing and elevating and getting to that next level. Get into that next level. So, family, I love you, and I pray that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, stay faithful, stay true, be you.